This week, we are looking at various storms that happened in the Bible. And one of the storms that I want to focus on this week is the storm with Elijah. Here we see poor Elijah. He's had this incredible manifestation of the power of God, where he's seen the prophets of Baal bring their sacrifice and they can't bring any fire down. And then God brings this fire that completely annihilates their sacrifice. But then he hears Jezebel's after him and wants to kill him. And so the next day we find Elijah hiding in a cave. He's depressed, he doesn't know what his life's purpose is, and he's all alone. And God brings this incredible story to life in 1 Kings verse 19, where God says, go outside the cave and see what happens. In verse 11 it says, and behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore into the mountains and broke the pieces of rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind, and after the wind an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake, and after the earthquake a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire, and after the fire a still small voice. So it was when Elijah heard it that he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood in the entrance of the cave. Suddenly a voice came to him and said, what are you doing here, Elijah? So often we expect these incredible manifestations of God, and we see them sometimes on a Sunday, sometimes when we experience a miraculous healing or provision. But there are days when we just have normal days. Those day-to-day days, maybe you're feeling depressed, maybe you're feeling alone, maybe you're even feeling stuck in a cave. And what I love about this story is God doesn't come in a normal, powerful way that Elijah had come to experience, but he came in the still, small voice. We as Christians, we as family, we as children of the King need to understand that there are those times when it's a powerful move of God. But he also sees us in our caves. He sees us when we're not feeling great. He feels us when we're feeling depressed and alone. And he comes with that still small voice. And he says to us, just like Elijah, what are you doing here? Come with me. Let me remind you of your purpose and what I've called you for. Won't you hear a still small voice today? Don't look at the big loud storms that are going on. Concentrate on that inner voice inside of you and hear him call you out and remind you of who you are. And one of those things is that you are always highly favored and deeply loved.